get ready, tune in, unwind. It's the Smoke World Podcast. It's time to talk about what's happening, baby. So run, don't crawl. It's the Smoke World Podcast. It's time to think, so go ahead and get yourself a smooth drink. It's the Smoke World Podcast. Light up your cigar, put your feet up, and don't go too far. So tune in weekly in your car, at home, or on your phone, and listen in the Smoke World Podcast, hosted by Stone.
What's up, folks? Welcome to another episode of Smoke World. I'm your host, Stone. So go grab that stick, go grab a glass, whatever you're drinking, and let's sit back and have that conversation. Today, we're going to be discussing cigars and pipe smoking. More emphasis on the pipe smoking, because I have had the experience with smoking a pipe maybe many years. I want to tell you how long ago, because you start judging me in my age, and we don't need y'all to do that. Many years ago, I tried the pipe. It was a corn pipe. Sat back, played with the tobacco, bap, dip, dip, dip. It was okay, but I didn't really get into it. Again, many years ago. Now, currently, I'm interested again. So, collectively, we take a bus trip. Who's the we? None of your business. Don't worry about that. We go to CI, Cigar International. And if anyone's familiar with Cigar International, you know they have selections here and there, and they also have a pipe area. And there were maybe 3 gentlemen standing in that area getting a tutorial on pipes. So I went over to listen and see what was going on. Just let me see what the hell they're talking about. I ain't got nothing better to do but smoke. I go over and there's a young man. He explains to the people how to start, how to choose your pipe. You know, most of us is going to go, well, I ain't going to say most, but if you really don't know, I would recommend, and who am I to recommend? I'm brand new like you, but a corn pipe. Why? Yeah, I'm cheap. Yes, you know that. But what if you don't like it? These pipes can get expensive. $80, $90, $120, and this is your first pipe, and you don't even know what the fuck you doing, and you buying a $200 pipe. Oh, I'm gonna get this pipe. It's $200. Look, it's nice. It's $200. Stone, why you so cheap? Because I don't know if I'm gonna stick with it. I did it back in the 90s, and now I want to try it again, and I don't know if I want to like it. I don't know. So I'm not going with the cheapest pipe, but I'm not going to buy the most expensive pipe to start off. So this is where the story begins. So, because the young man who was instructing us on Pipe 101 was not available, guess what I did with technology? I'm going to bring in Gemini, the AI. So let's have a conversation with Gemini on Pipe Smoke 101. Gemini, we need to discuss Pipe Smoking 101. Let's start. Let's share some information with the audience. What can you tell us?
Okay, let's talk about Pipe Smoking 101. First off, you'll want to choose the right tobacco. There are tons of blends out there, so it's all about finding what you like. Some tobaccos are really strong and flavorful, while others are a little milder. You can start with something pre-mixed, or try your hand at making your own custom blend.
I think we're getting a little too far. Let's start with the pipe. How should we select a pipe? We're beginners. We want to start something. Should we go with a corn pipe, or should we do something a little bit more advanced?
For a beginner, I'd say a corncob pipe is a great place to start. They're really affordable, so you're not out a ton of money if you decide pipe smoking isn't for you. Plus, they're super easy to clean and break in. You could always step up to a briar pipe later on if you get hooked.
Okay, great. So, like I said, corn pipe. So, okay, let's start with the corn pipe. We got a corn pipe. Now we need to select our tobacco. What do we need to do?
Okay, for your first tobacco, I'd suggest an aromatic blend. These are generally milder and a little bit sweeter than other types of pipe tobacco. Look for something with flavors like vanilla, caramel, or even fruit. Those flavors will be a nice introduction to pipe smoking.
Okay, we can find this in. Can we go online? Do we find this in the store? We need some details, Gemini. Help us out.
All right, let's get specific. You could try a brand like Captain Black Gold or Lane Limited Regular. They're both aromatic blends that are good for beginners. You might also like Carter Hall. It's a little more complex, but still a good choice for someone new to pipe smoking.
Okay, so now we got our pipe. Now we've got our tobacco. What tools do we need, if any?
Okay, there's a few basic tools you'll want to get. First, you'll need something to pack your tobacco with. You can use a tamper, which is a small metal tool, or even just the end of your pipe stem. You'll also want something to clean out your pipe. With a pipe cleaner will do the trick.
Okay, great. So let's start from the beginning. How do we pack our pipe? What steps do we need to do or require to start smoking and enjoying our pipe?
Okay, first things first. You want to make sure your pipe is clean and dry. Then, take a small pinch of tobacco and gently pack it into the bottom of the bowl. You don't want to pack it too tight, but you also don't want it to be loose. Imagine it like a golf ball sitting on a tee. That's the perfect amount of resistance you're looking for.
I don't know why you use that analogy. Everybody doesn't play golf. So what analogy can you give us that would go to the reasonable common person?
Okay, how about this? Imagine the tobacco is like fluffy, dry sand. You want to pack it in there gently so it's loose enough for the smoke to travel through, but not so loose that it falls out. You want it to hold its shape, kind of like a little hill of sand. Does that make more sense?
Makes more sense. Okay, great. So now what's our next step? Lighting. What do we need? Matches? Do we use a lighter? What do we need to do to light this baby up without burning our pipe up?
You could use either matches or a lighter, but if you want to keep your pipe in good shape, a pipe lighter is the way to go. It gives you a softer, more even flame that's less likely to burn the tobacco or the rim of your bowl. Also, when you light it up, do short, gentle passes over the tobacco. You want to get it all lit without scorching it.
Okay, now I was told not to use a torch lighter because it can damage the pipe. Is that true?
Yeah, you definitely want to avoid using a torch lighter on your pipe. The flame's too intense, and it can overheat the bowl, which might crack the pipe. A regular lighter or pipe lighter is a much better bet.
Okay, sounding good. Okay, so what's our next step? We got the pipe lit. Do we take a inhale? What do we need to do here? We need you to tell us exactly, because people are really listening because of you, AI. Give us the details. Should we sip it like tea or coffee? Puff, puff.
Okay, so once your pipe is lit, you want to take a few short, gentle puffs. This helps the tobacco get going and gives you a chance to see if you need to adjust the packing a little. You'll start to see a nice, even layer of white ash develop on the surface. Now, about inhaling. It's not like a cigarette. You don't want to inhale the smoke deep into your lungs. Instead, think of it more like sipping a fine whiskey. You just want to savor the flavors in your mouth and throat.
Nice, nice. Now, is there anything particular that you would recommend that would pair well with?
Well, if you want to keep your pipe in good shape, you'll need to clean it regularly. You can get special pipe cleaners that help get rid of any gunk that builds up inside the bowl and stem. Also, it's a good idea to let your pipe cool down completely before you put it away.
Didn't ask him that yet. Okay, good. Let's talk about that. Okay, so we smoked our pipe. What do we do? Do we need to clean it every time? And if we do, how do we clean it?
Okay, so you don't necessarily need to clean your pipe after every smoke, but it's a good idea to at least knock out the ashes and let it dry out completely before you pack it again. For a deeper cleaning, you can use those pipe cleaners I mentioned. Just run them through the stem a few times to loosen up any gunk. You can also get special pipe cleaning solutions to get it really squeaky clean.
Okay, now what I was asking you, Gemini, is there anything that you recommend we pair with the pipe as far as drinking?
I'm not sure what you mean by repair with the pipe as far as drinking. Did you perhaps mean something about cleaning the pipe after smoking? Or maybe you meant something about the best drinks to pair with a pipe? Let me know and I can give you some information.
Gemini, the best drinks. I talk funny. I'm a colored boy.
Alright, so some people like to enjoy a drink with their pipe. It really depends on your personal preference. A classic pairing is whiskey and a pipe. There's something about the woodsy flavors that go really well together. You could also try a brandy or a nice cognac. If you prefer something non-alcoholic, a cup of coffee or tea can be a good choice. Just be careful about how hot your drink is. You don't want to burn your hands while holding the pipe.
Really? You don't say.
Yep, that's right. Whiskey and a pipe go together like peanut butter and jelly for some folks. The warm, smoky flavors of the whiskey can really complement the tobacco. You could even try experimenting with different types of whiskey to find your perfect pairing.
Well, what whiskeys would you recommend there, Gemini?
If you like a classic flavor, something like a Maker's Mark or a Jack Daniel's might be a good place to start. They have that warm, oaky flavor that pairs well with a pipe. If you want to try something a little smokier, a bourbon like Woodford Reserve would be a good choice.
Oh, that sounds lovely. How about coffee? Should we do a dark, bold flavor coffee, or would you recommend something a little bit more of a breakfast blend?
It depends a bit on the flavor of your tobacco. If it's a really bold, strong smoke, a lighter breakfast blend might help cut through that a bit. But if you like a rich, robust coffee flavor, a dark roast could pair nicely with a stronger tobacco. You could even try experimenting with flavored coffees to find a pairing you really enjoy.
Okay, can you sum up everything we just had? Okay, so let's sum it up for the guests as far as pipe smoking 101.
Okay, so for your guests, pipe smoking is all about relaxing and enjoying the experience. Start with a good quality pipe. A corncob is a great beginner's choice. Pick an aromatic tobacco to start, something with flavors you'll enjoy. Pack your pipe gently, light it with a pipe lighter, and savor the flavors in your mouth. When you're done, clean out the ashes and let your pipe cool down completely before you pack it again. And remember, a good whiskey or a nice cup of coffee can take your pipe smoking experience to the next level.
Sounds lovely. Is there anything you want to let them know before we wrap it up? Is there any other recommendations that you would give to my audience?
Sure, just remember, pipe smoking is a journey, not a race. Don't be afraid to experiment with different tobaccos and pipes to find what you really like. Also, some people like to join pipe smoking clubs or online forums where you can connect with other enthusiasts. It's a great way to learn new things and try different blends.
Well, there you have it, folks. Another episode of Smoke World in the books with AI, a.k.a. Gemini. Smoke World Podcast, IG. SmokeWorldPodcast.com is the website. Smoke World Podcast is the Facebook group also. Guess what? I still have my TikTok. I did not delete mine. Some of you folks got carried away and heard, oh my God, they're getting rid of TikTok. I'm going to delete it. Whoop, whoop. I still got mine, Smoke World Podcast, on TikTok. I'm on TikTok. Yeah, tickety-tock. Anyway, folks, listen. Tell your friends, tell your family. And we're going to thank Gemini. AI is taking over. We might not need any more guests. No, that's not like that. It's not the same. Peace and love.
It's the Smoke World Podcast. It's time to talk about what's happening, baby. So run, don't crawl. It's the Smoke World Podcast.